Hello, people of YouTube. This is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 17, and holy crap ton of action-packed Sukuna awesomeness. My heavens. We're just sitting here, seeing Sukuna in the aftermath of everything as well. And then we have the ponytail guy here. We see him interacting with Megumi, and he's like, "Oh, you're just gonna bleed out and die, so it's whatever." And then Megumi is just kind of like chanting things about his technique. So really, nothing too much going on there. He's like, "I can summon them anytime, but I have to be able to control them." And we get a little flashback here to Gojo talking to him. And he was saying the reason that the Gojo family and the Zenin family have an argument is because a long time ago, the two heads of the clan fought, one with the technique Gojo has, and one with the technique Megumi has, and they ended up killing each other. So that is like, okay, well, what kind of crazy technique happens? Apparently there is one spirit. So Megumi has the ability, apparently this technique, to summon 10 different types of spirits or Shinigami, whatever you want to call them. And there's one that has never been tamed. So I don't know how long this technique has lasted or how long ago it's happened, but this one particular curse cannot be tamed when it is summoned. So he's like, I have an urgent matter. Also, no introduction, by the way, whatsoever. This guy's like, oh, I've been tricked. And we're all fighting to see him die. Every single person wants to see him dead. Like Nanemi apparently didn't finish the job, which kind of sucks. But every single person wants to see him dead. He is just a piece of human garbage. And then we see this thing all wrapped up and sealed, and he unseals it. And basically he's like, there's no way I can actually control this thing, so it's going to kill me first, but have fun trying to survive it. That's basically what he tells him. He is basically sacrificing his life in order to kill Ponytail. So here he comes. Here is this crazy beast of a curse. Looks kind of like Hanemi. Slash one of the finger curses. Something along those lines. Very buff, very powerful. Very crazy. Sukuna actually saves him. And this is actually right here why he didn't actually die. So the stored miracles will manifest as patterns around his eyes, and that basically that's his curse technique. He doesn't understand how it works, but it saves his life. So Sukuna ends up saving him from it initially. That's why he didn't die against Nanemi, if you're wondering. And then apparently Sukuna wants Megumi for something. So he ends up healing him, and he's like, yeah, you're not going to die. And basically he's saying that this technique will kill both of them. So he trapped Ponytail. I'm going to keep calling him Ponytail because I don't know his name, in the technique. And once he dies, the curse gets released, and then Megumi dies as well. So it's kind of a twofer, I guess. It's basically sacrificing yourself to take somebody else out. And he was like, oh, but if the Shinigami is taken out by an outsider, which aka Sukuna, then it's like it never happened in the first place. Nobody dies, not a big issue. So there's this giant kind of boat steering wheel type looking thing. That's what I would describe this as. And that turns, and he has this crazy sword too, that is, I think, similar to the sword that Toji, Megumi's dad, had. Something similar along those lines. So very formidable foe. But Sukuna doesn't relatively seem that worried. He's just like he's having a really, really good time. Chops off a finger, chops off arms, cuts them up into a bunch of pieces. Things throwing cars at him. Buildings. It has extreme healing capabilities. And in the process, a lot of civilians are dying as well. I mean, Sukuna doesn't give a crap, and obviously this curse doesn't give a crap about civilians' life. So a lot of people are getting killed in the process as well. So I mean, she's throwing a train like a nunchuck. It is just beautifully action-packed. But I'll talk about the problems that if you see the problems, I can show you in a minute. You can kind of see some of them as I am clicking through the episode here. And, it looks like Sukuna's going to win. He dumps him in this pool, and then it just absorbs all the water. And the Shikinigami does have a name. I said it's similar to Yamato no Orochi. And let's play this here for a quick second. And then it sees through his slash, and it has the ability to use cursed energy as well. And it said it represents a complete circle of harmony. It's able to adapt to all phenomena. So basically, its technique is adapt. So it can adapt to whatever you throw at it, and that is why it was able to defeat somebody like Gojo many years ago. And it's crazy. So it's like, you fascinate me, Megumi. You fascinate me. And then we get the cool awesomeness of Malevolent Shrine. And it does explain it here as well, what Sukuna's domain does. It says, but it makes the intimate domain visible. So basically, it's like using a canvas, but rather painting directly. It's not like using a canvas, but rather directly painting in the sky. So it's not like transporting everybody to the domain. It's more like the domain is transported to wherever the heck it is. And then, obviously, he has the ability to use his crazy slashes. It has a very large range, and Sukuna can actually reduce the range. So it has a max range of 200 meters. I do not know what that is in feet, but that sounds like a lot to me. He reduced it to 140. That way, Megumi doesn't die, which is good. A lot of people dying. So there's Cleave, which is used against those with cursed energy. And then there is another technique. Let's see. Cleave fits the requirement. Oh, then there's Dismantle, which is used with those with cursed energy. So those are his two techniques. But apparently he has to do this quick enough and end it fast enough. That way, Maghoraga, I guess that's the name of the cursed spirit. Mahorraga. Morvaga. Maybe Morvaga? Maybe, probably mispronouncing that, but that's the name of it here. He has to attack it fast enough so that way it doesn't have the ability to adapt. And that's basically what he's doing. He's attacking it with all these crazy attacks. We do see some fire, too. And then it is defeated. He ends up defeating the cursed spirit. Megumi is alive. Good to go there. And then here's Itadori. And you can see his face. And you'll know why his face is like that momentarily. So Sukuna is basically like, get out of here. He's running away. He's like, I'm very lucky. I've escaped death again. And not anymore. Yep, his face just got sliced off. So, happy ending. Ponytail finally dies. So, his curse technique was used up because of Nanemi. He basically used up all of it against him in order to live. But because he used all of it up when, dealing with this attack, he ended up getting caught in the crossfire and he's dead, finally. So, good to go. No real issues there. Fujiguro gets dropped off by the principal and the healer woman, so he's going to be fine. I don't think that's going to be an issue. He's like, could have sworn I saw Itadori for a second. He was like, no, that was Sukuna. So here we have Itadori back again, and he saw every single death that Sukuna did. He watched Sukuna murder a bunch of innocent people. And, he's literally scraping his hands off the ground, bleeding. And he's like, only I should die. And this is a major character development for Itadori. Because Itadori is like, I need to either be able to fully control this or I need to die. In this moment, he's like, I need to die right now. Because I just murdered a whole bunch of people. My body did. He might not have been physically the one that did it, or mentally, I should say. His soul didn't do it, but his body did. His body was controlled by Sukuna, and, this is the leftovers. It's basically just destruction and death as far as the eye can see. There's like a giant black hole. He's like, I have to go, and I think he realizes in this. He's like, if this continues, what do we got here? I think this is where it ends. I'm trying to remember his exact wording here. We'll let it play for a couple of seconds. If this continues, I'm nothing but a murderer. Okay, there we go. That's where the episode kind of ends. And Neni is somehow alive. So a good portion of his body is very burned. Maybe he's either going after Gojo at this point, or he's trying to get himself healed. One of the two. But it's good to know he's alive currently. He is definitely in bad shape, but he is alive. So I would say it looks like we're going to see Mahito next episode, based on this little bit of a preview. So that'll be interesting to see as well. Let's just find a clip that I actually like here, perhaps. Yeah, sure, why not? That's perfectly fine. The main thing that I'm going to continue saying, as I said last episode, is because the artists and producers and animators and everybody is getting so rushed by MAPPA, it could be better looking. I think the story is fine. I think the fight was fine. You sit back and enjoy the ride. It's fine. But this is going to be probably another 8 out of 10 because MAPPA is going to do what MAPPA does, and it's going to force people to produce things that are not fully finished, which is very messed up on their end, and they're getting rushed to do it. And it's probably going to continue to get worse. This episode, I don't think was completely terrible, but if you actually do what I did, click through the individual episode, pick a screenshot of a random thing, I don't even know where this dude's face is right now. It just looks like a giant oar on top of a neck. And then look at Sukuna. Sukuna is kind of blobbish looking there with his legs. And if you look at the fists too, if you look at any of the still frames in the middle of the fight, it's bad. It's bad. It's rough. It's kind of like Naruto. If you pause some of those old Naruto episodes, where Pain looks like a giant blob across the screen in Shippuden. That's the level we're getting at. But 8 out of 10 overall. Definitely enjoyed it. Looks like we're going to be fighting Mahito next episode. All of the super OP people are dying, so the only ones we really got left at this point are Geto and Mahito, because everybody else is dead. So, yeah, I don't even know where the show is going to go after this season finishes up. I mean, I think at this point we have 7 episodes left, I want to say. Based on the first season, we got 24, so I'm assuming 24 for this season. But that is crazy. That is crazy. I mean, unless it's done at the end of this season. But then, I feel like there's got to be a Sukuna arc at some point too, unless Sukuna is somehow magically going to die, or Itadori is going to die, in the next 7 episodes here. But other than that, that's where we're going to end it. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. As always, have a good one.